Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So today going to be talking about yet another low budget feature. Of course, is of the horror genre, obviously. It's these spooky movies from the past that hardly anyone would talk about, of course. Because that's what I do. I like to talk about these strange movies from long ago. And why not? I like to do things my way anyway, to begin with. So I'll be talking about the film Man with Two Lives. So here we go. Yeah, it's something one of these types of movies from way long ago. So just since I'm usually talking about the horror genre to begin with, in one way or another, so I'll be talking about it anyway. Of course. So anyhow, of course, like always, I do have to talk about the plot. So let's just get into it, shall we? So here we go. Get to see that in this film that there's this guy. The story is pretty much centered around this man who is brought back to life from the dead and whose body has been hijacked by the soul of this executed gangster. So, of course, this definitely makes this individual, this deceased guy, a high-ranking criminal, of course. So, yeah, at the beginning of the story, we get to see that there is this seemingly happy couple, of course, and yeah, they are engaged to be married, of course. There was a major bump and their plan road to the future, pretty much, when the husband is sadly killed in this traffic accident as they were driving back from their engagement party. So let's just say that things get rather complicated. Let's put it that way. So, like I was saying, pretty much it is centered around the idea that there's this man that's brought back to life from the dead at the beginning. At the same time as this vicious criminal dies in literature. However, the man's soul is now taken over by this crazy gangster individual who embarks on this revengeful criminal wave. So of course there's gonna be mayhem, chaos, and all that jazz as you might expect. So yes, obviously it gets pretty crazy with these type of stories. I just should to tell this crazy horror story. It's pretty much like that. This crime wave goes on and on in the city. Of course, there's going to be this kind of thing where the citizens will be scared. The citizens will be frightened as to what's going on. Like, why does it happen? Like, why does it have to happen like this? For what purpose and whatnot? But yeah, it's it's a crazy one, folks. I would definitely say yes. Obviously, this is one of those types of movies where don't expect to have like the best special effects or anything because the production value is very limited. Obviously, I'm pointing that out because I know a lot of people nowadays prefer like the Michael Bay type of filmmaking, but personally, I don't really. So yes, of course, this is definitely one of those types of movies that it gets to show you these characters where they're in trouble. Obviously, yeah, this young gentleman is killed unfortunately, and then there's this doctor who just perfected a technique that could revive him. So there was this father character who is obviously doing his thing, and the doctor receives the young man. So he has like a father son relationship kind of thing going on too in the story. But like I was saying earlier, there was this ruthless gangster who gets executed, but his soul is somehow, some way, uh, pretty much is placed inside this young man who's innocent and once alive again. Well, alive again in a sense, anyway. The man has, let's just say, doing a thing. I guess all the other memories of the other person. Yeah, he has no recollection of the goody goody old self and simply lives out his former role as a gangster and a nasty one at that, I should say. So there's that, of course. It's pretty damn crazy in that regard, obviously. So of course, this is definitely this type of horror movie that has like a body swap type of thing. That's basically what this is, a body swap. kind of a thing, really, when you think about it. Swapping the bodies. Oh yeah, that's definitely is what's going on here, really. And that's the idea here. At the end of the day, it's pretty much what this is centered on a body swapping kind of thing, really. And but yeah, that's basically the overall idea. I can say that it's odd in that way, but it's a horror story, so of course it's gonna get really freaky, obviously. So it's supposed to be this kind of chilling, cold-blooded killer that's on the loose again in some kind of fashion, and he does pose a risk to the authorities, of course, the cops and all that. They have to bring him down, obviously. He must be taught a lesson again because he's on the loose. He's up to no good, obviously. So there was that, unfortunately. At least unfortunately for the characters. So the characters are in danger, and the this villain type character must be stopped at all costs because he's up to no good, obviously. So he's like, what the hell? They all have to do something about this character because he's doing evil stuff. But like I was saying, that's pretty much the idea here, folks. I mean, yeah, there's a bit more to it than that, but I don't want to spoil it anything really. So, okay, that's definitely the thing going on here, folks, when it comes to the story. And I can definitely say that it's it's trying to be a this chilling story where it's centered around this criminal who's up to his antics again. I guess he found his way to continue his reign of terror in the city, so to speak. So yeah, there's that. There's pretty much that kind of idea going on, and he has, like we say, he has to be stopped because he's a worthless asshole who's going to stop at nothing because he's a criminal. Obviously, he doesn't care about nobody but himself. He really wants to survive in some kind of fashion, in some kind of way, only for him. He goes for no one else except himself. Obviously, so there was that. I can say that the acting here is actually pretty solid. The acting isn't too shabby, I suppose. But yes, of course, the acting is decent from everyone else. But again, like I said, don't expect anything too too fancy when it comes to kind of production because again, the type of stuff that we usually talk about is often very low budget anyway. So just keep that in mind, folks. Just keep that in mind. If you haven't seen this as of yet, just keep that in mind that it's not something that's going to be super fancy, really, in that regard. But altogether, I can definitely say this definitely is worth a watch in a lot of ways because it does have the old movie charm when it comes to these horror movies. Like the old saying goes, they don't make them like they used to. And that's definitely is applied to these old horror movies, of course. And yes, I would definitely recommend this one for those who have not seen it because it's just that it seems as though when it comes to these low budget features, they tend to experiment more when it comes to this storytelling and whatnot compared to the bigger budget stuff, really, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, yes, I prefer to watch some of these over the new recent stuff, really. They just, I don't know anymore. Just like, what the hell? They don't make them like they used to. They really don't. I don't know. Maybe just me thing. Maybe I'm just bitter. Which wouldn't surprise me, though. Anyway, but okay. Just want to do this for real quick to talk about more spooky stuff because, as I mentioned multiple times before, obviously the horror genre is a thing for me. And yes, of course, Halloween is year round for me. I don't care what month this is. Halloween has always been a thing. Halloween has always been a thing for me, and it always will be. I don't know, just me though. Even though liking this kind of movies might be weird for some people. Anyway, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. So, of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah, later.